and the unification adequacy system has collapsed. Mr. Hakan Fidan said that if you remember when the conflict started on October 7th, the world will either embrace a great peace or a great war. It will happen. Israel and unfortunately the evangelical Christians believe that. It's time for Jesus Christ to come. You just mentioned the Vatican. Jesus will come. He will land in Jerusalem and we will kill all Muslims here. We see thinking that is far from rationality, and it is supported by millions. It is the United States of America that gives weapons to Israel. Israel gets FXXVs, Greece gets them. Turkey cannot buy FXXV fighters even though it has paid for them. Our ally Germany? We are going to buy Eurofighter jets. He is against it. However, I always say that when Germany was fighting in World War II, Turkey sent wheat, bread, chromium, and supported Germany. And even though Winston Churchill came as far as Adana, we did not kill a single German. Today we see that our ally Germany is somehow tripping us, and that government is prostituting itself to another government. But let's not forget this. They want to associate this with democracy. It has nothing to do with the arrest of Mr. Imamoglu. In the Middle East, they sell this weapon to many totalitarian states that are not governed by democracy. However, we see this. Turkey's trade with Germany has increased by $60 billion. 4 million Turks live there. Another point is that there are hundreds of Airbus airplanes used by Turkish airlines, civilian airlines. If this factory is closed, hundreds of thousands of Germans will be unemployed. Turkey is like this. And this needs to be fixed with Germany. I don't know how the new government will behave, but as we can see, everyone wants to curb Turkey in some way. However, Turkey to support Pakistan unconditionally and unreservedly. As a matter of fact, a very important pilot of the Air Force, our head of intelligence, Lieutenant General Kadoglu, was sent. In a Turkish war zone, a Turkish satellite correspondent is helping Pakistan. And as a member of the Turkish Armed Forces and as an academic, I taught at the Defense University of the War College Union for 25 years and trained Pakistani Army Chief Air Staff officers. Because Pakistan, the most serious ally of Turkey in history and until the day of judgment, and the most important ally that will somehow stand against any attack on Pakistan is the Republic of Turkey and its hero.
Now you have brought it to a very good place. This is the background of the very question I'm going to ask. Today, I think it's today, I don't know if they started this yesterday, but on the BBC, the British state television, Pakistan says that we shot down these planes with Chinese-made planes that we bought from China, that China sold only to Pakistan, and we shot them down with their ammunition. 5 planes, 3 European, 2 Russian. He says we shot them down. The BBC, on the other hand, says that these planes were provided by Turkey, and I won't name them yet if it's wrong information. I don't want to spread misinformation here, but they claim that Pakistan has achieved this success with one of our most boastful electronic warfare devices. It is not possible to say this clearly unless it is confirmed by us. There is no such information on this issue, but if the British are right or not, if not, it is already different. In one way or another, it is clear that we are on Pakistan's side with the President's meeting with Sharif. That morning, he announced to the world how pleased he was. A little while ago, when the President was talking to the Prime Minister of Iraq, he said that he had called in the same way and that we are always with them. So when we look at this geography, as I said at the very beginning, wherever we look, there is England somewhere. Now, I don't know if they are setting up something through the BBC or if their information is correct, but I'm curious to know how you say it.
Now, the BBC is one of the best news sources in the world. Under normal conditions, the BBC always makes impartial decisions, clear information. I will give an example. On the night of 1991, the night of the offensive, Karakuch Pasha, then our operations commander, Fertina Pasha, was in Mush, and one of our fighters was in Diyarbakir. We have a total of 75 planes. 1 kilometer of us will protect Diyarbakir, 1 kilometer is in Mush on bombing duty, Fertina Pasha is in charge, and Karakuch Pasha is in Murtet. We will protect Ankara. My son told me to go and see if the Americans needed anything. You ran to go and look. There is the American shaking. Have you come to kill me? I said, no way. You're our ally. How can that be? Commander Karakuch Pasha sent him. We calmed him down, the American. But at that moment, the BBC started broadcasting. Turks. He's bombing Baghdad. It's fake news. There is no such thing. The intention here is that Iraq had precision weapons in front of it so that its missiles could be fired. But Saddam didn't launch them, you know. He knew that the Turks would not do that. Now let's come to the fake news here. Right now there is a very serious hive-minded war and fake news on social media. Turkey had given this is very clear. Turkey had sold Akuncha to Baykar and it was on duty there. Now I was just saying, if Israel gives Harov and Siha, why not Turkey? This is one. Secondly, the world arms market is obvious. Russia gives the SF-4, America gives the F-5, and says it will build a factory. They became our allies because of the SF-4, even though they put an embargo on our airplanes, unfairly. Therefore, there is a reason for the UK to make this news. In other words, it should somehow prevent the Turkish defense industry from moving forward. But the most important feature of Turkish weapons is that they are dominant in the field. In a few days, it will be clear who is what. 1, 2. There. The electronic advanced planes that the Pakistan Air Force has are very serious. 2. The Pakistani Air Force and the British know very well that they received joint training with the Turkish Air Force. But I can also say that Turkey will stand by the Pakistani army until the end of time. But there is fake news here in India. India is not saying that one of its planes has crashed. The whole world has the rotors, the planes that crashed, the Rafales, the tail numbers. India never says that my pilot crashed. The fake news is coming out of India and other sources. Let me say this. For one thing, these are detected by satellites around the world. It is clear who gave what to whom. The main thing to think about here is this. What is Greece thinking? Greece is buying FXXV Rafale planes and is in a power dilution. Brother Yorgo, listen to me again. This is my brother Masoud speaking.
They are not listening to the device.
And so don't get on America's bus.
Hoja, they don't listen. I tell them every day they don't listen. They don't listen to you as a soldier, as an academic. They don't listen to me as an ordinary broadcaster. I say, let's produce together. And today, we look at the media outlets. They say Italy and Turkey have made a deal. I say, come, you are closer. We will be allies with you. If necessary, we will give them to you. Anyway, such a thing cannot be used against us.
The president loves everyone very much. Come here, let's celebrate Eid with you. Whatever you want, I'll write to you. Are you an airplane? An airplane. You buy old second-hand ones from America. They don't work, you know. He buys a ship from France. Second-hand, it doesn't work. Leave them. We put it in Dubai. The Greeks won't go on the ship.
I don't remember exactly when the crisis started in the last 10 years, but the European Union poured all its funds into Greece so that it wouldn't starve, so to speak. How suddenly they could have fixed it. They say that they bought every weapon, every plane, every ammunition they could find, and they will buy more. Greece as if they were cheap things.
Let me say this here for a minute. This plane is a Rafale plane, okay? It's similar. It was Europa. Is that so, sir? I'm bringing him in. There's something here. There are Rafales. This is my FXC. The pilot in it is the most important thing. When you look at the Turkish pilot, he's the best pilot in the world. Is that so? And he's the best pilot in the world. We see Karakut Pasha told us. They came to Konya, all the NATO allies flew, a Turkish pilot. He shot down 15 American pilots in the air.